Now then guys, how you doing? Thank you for joining me again. So you're joining me as European champions. Can you believe it? You know, absolutely massive as we win that Champions League final against Chelsea, which is an absolutely incredible feat. Let's be honest, we have been the most dominant team in Europe. It's fair to say we've been the most dominant team in Scotland. You know, we're absolutely bossing it at the minute, and the team is only getting stronger as the players continue to develop, you know, and they become more familiar with that 4-2-4, which you've now been playing basically, for the last 3 seasons. So we deserve every bit of success. But there's lots more to do this season. We've got the Super Cup. We're going to have the Club World Cup, which is the equivalent of the World Cup just for club teams. Then we've got to try and retain the Scottish title and all those domestic trophies and win the Champions League again back to back. So a massive season ahead of us. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go through the awards and then we're going to do a little bit of transfer business. I don't think there's much that we need to do now to strengthen the squad. That goalkeeper option has got question marks over it, and the central midfield, I think we need something else. My team are more than likely going to get raided. You know, there's going to be heads turned, I would imagine. But the big job for me this transfer window is to hold the team together. So here we go then, guys. You join me looking at the Champions League review. So we won it, yeah. Hearts will certainly look back at some great wins along the way, with perhaps the most notable being a 6-0 dismantling of Real Madrid and an 8-1 emphatic win against Dynamo. The convincing 7-2 aggregate win over Atletico Madrid and a 7-2 aggregate win over Vitco Mares. The likes of Signorelli and Hadidi were the key to the Jambos Cup success 100%, with the club having offered the reported maximum bonus of 13 million for winning the competition. They got that money. So runners up with Chelsea. Biggest overachievers then were ourselves, with Signorelli scoring 16 goals, and he was the highest scorer in the league. There we go. Biggest underachievers was somebody from, looking at that name, from Iceland, I would imagine. Yeah, so we were the biggest overachievers in that respect. Unbeatable Hearts set a new record, 42 games unbeaten. We finished the season unbeaten, absolutely incredible. An invincible season. We won 37 of our 38 games. Hidalgo, Hills, Bocelli for an unbeaten season. Absolute mental, isn't it? Signorelli is named in the overall best 11. So when we look at the best 11, and this is obviously decided by the average rating. So we've got Gori in goal, Lynch, Lombardo, Sutan, Wanquato, with Shalabar in a holding role, Divine, Usami and Doyle across the middle three, and then Mitrovic and Court up front. What a team that is. And then when we look at the bench, we've got Liette, Finlay, Krugul, Lemine, Signorelli, Clark and Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, what a player. What an absolute player he was, eh? And he's still doing it in China. He was absolutely incredible for us, Charlie. So when we look at the season review then, here we go. 4 cups this season. Absolute scenes, eh, guys, as we do it. So Ortiz was obviously one of the main transfers. He apparently was the star transfer of this season, a 26-year-old commanding goalkeeper that we brought in for 14.25 million. For me, Stahl was the man. Joined us in January, 15 goals, 10 assists in 16 appearances. That is mental stats. And he's an out-and-out striker, and we've been playing him out on that right-hand side. But yeah, he's been absolutely incredible since joining us. And his performance has potentially won us the Champions League. You know, he changed it. He's a world-class player as well. That's his recommendation. From the season results, then we got an A+ for our performance in the league. I wouldn't have expected anything less than that. Signorelli scored 29 goals. We got an A+ for our performance in the Champions League. A 6-3 final result against Chelsea. Signorelli 16 goals in that one. Scottish Cup, Signorelli with 5 goals and Hadidi. We got a C+ for that as we were expected to win it. And that'll be the same for the Betfred Cup, as Albanos scored 6 goals in that one. So from moments to remember then, our biggest win was an 8-1 victory over Dynamo Zagreb. The match to remember was a 6-0 victory over Dundee. I would have said our victory over Real Madrid was the match to remember. And the goal of the season then was in our 5-0 victory over Hibs, Jap with a top corner goal. He doesn't score many, he must have been a screamer. So club reputation wise then, we've gone from continental to worldwide. So we're now a worldwide reputation club. Absolutely crazy that. As revenue, they're up and down all over the place. But merchandise, the top selling shirt was Hadidi with Signorelli, Lopez, Court and Van Ugen in there as well. How did we line up then as far as ratings go? So Ortiz in goal, Ramirez, Taxanowski, Hidalgo and Ballatieri at the back, with Iodeli and Lopez in the middle, Hadidi and Stahl out wide, and then Court and Signorelli up top. Highest average rating though goes to Stahl with a 7.7. When we look at the accolades, I've basically got Manager of the Month every month. But you go into when you end the season invincible. So Scottish Players Manager of the Year and Football Writers Manager of the Year as well. Fans Player of the Season was Adidi. Young Player of the Season was Adidi. I don't get that now, he's 24-year-old. Sign of the Season was Ortiz. Goal of the Season was Jap. Top goal scorer was Signorelli with 51 goals. Most assists was Hadidi with 24 assists, massive. Most Player of the Match awards was Signorelli with 12. Highest average rating was Hadidi with a 7.6. And most passes completed per 90 minutes was Horribine. Horribine is an incredible player, 17-year-old wonder kid. Champions League Defender of the Season was Juan Cuato. Scottish Premiership goal scorer was Signorelli. He also got the Golden Boot in the Champions League. Champions League Forward of the Season was Signorelli. Scottish Player of the Year was Lopez. And Scottish Football Writers Player of the Year was Lopez. African Football of the Year was Hadidi. And he also got the Champions League Midfielder of the Season. So we have got some real talent there. As far as record breakers for the season go, Maxi Signorelli's 51 goals this season put him in top spot. Most goals by a player in a single match was Signorelli. That was against Real Madrid, wasn't it? Most assists in the season, Hadidi with 24. Most Player of the Match awards, 12 for Signorelli. And highest transfer fee received, £54 million for Carl Kearney. How did he get on? 12 goals this season for Sheffield United in 37 starts, 10 in the Premier League, so not bad for him at all. So history in the making then. It was a superb season for Jambos as they claimed their 6th successive title to back up their pre-season credentials, 100%, so there we go. So looking at our facilities then, they've been downgraded. Apparently they're not where they once were in the footballing world, and we've fallen behind with these advancements, so we'll look at obviously improving the facilities over the summer. And then when we look at the squad dynamics, team cohesion is excellent, club atmosphere is excellent, and managerial support is excellent. I've got 2 players that aren't happy. Juan Cuato would like to move, and Lietz wants to move as well. So we've got 2 players that could potentially go. That goalkeeping situation needs sorted anyway. And we've got 1 player that has no real opinion, and that's Horribine. That disappoints us. It really does that he's got no real opinion. But like I say, everybody else supports us. So looking at the squad depth-wise then, what do we really need to improve? We're absolutely incredible up top. Those front 4 sorted. We've got Lopez, Iodeli, Jap, Horribine in the midfield. Mcneill will probably leave. We got him on a free transfer, if I recall, from Norwich we did. Or should I say Chelsea after he was on loan at Norwich. But yeah, squad depth-wise, I think for me, we're really good all over. That goalkeeping situation needs sorted out. But when you look at them there, Lietz and Ortiz are apparently quality. I've just got I have a real problem with my goalkeepers. Gorey and Van der Voort have been probably my best 2. Gordon, obviously, in the first couple of seasons was there as well. But we have struggled around and about with that. Fuchs, he's probably been the biggest calamity out of all of them. We only had him for 1 season. And, he was an absolute world beater. He just was no good for us. And then finally, looking at the finances wise, then we've got £92 million in the overall balance, £174 million in the transfer budget. That is absolutely incredible, let's be honest. £2 million in the wage budget, and we're spending 500k under that. So I think now what we're going to do is we're going to move forward. You'll join me after I've dipped into that transfer window and tinkered a little bit with the squad. There's going to be no wholesale changes. I'm absolutely praying that nobody leaves, that we don't have any major head turners. And I haven't got clubs coming in with incredible offers that I can't really hold them back. I do not want another panic situation that we had like 3-4 seasons ago where he was comfortably my best player and then he left and he caused a revolt. So what you do then is you'll join me at the start of the season when the transfer business is done and dusted. Right then guys, so we're back at the start of the season and the transfer window has been a fairly quiet one. There's been some big money moves. And there's been a lot of offers from me players. And a couple of players have gone. One of them I probably didn't want to leave. But, the offer was just too good to refuse. So, yeah, this is where we are. Financially, then, we've got £151 million in the bank. £2 million in the wage budget. And we're just under 200k under that. Overall balance, so £8 million in the bank. This season, we've made a loss of £79 million. Which tells you there's been some big transfer incomings. So looking at the players that are leaving, and Ian Mcneill was the first player to go. Now, we got him on a free transfer last season, and he's gone off to Leeds for £19.5 million. Played 20 games for us, and he was quite decent at the back end of the season. He was heavily involved, but yeah, 23-year-old, we've let him go to Leeds. Augusto Cesar has gone off to Lyon now. He was a player last season. We actually let him go out on loan. He went on loan to Bournemouth, and Lyon come in with an offer of £17.5 million up front anyway. And then 23 with add-ons. So, yeah, we let him go. Last season, he only played 4 games. For the season before that, we bought him for £5 million. He played 17 games for us in the first season. But, yeah, we let him go. In fairness, he was a fairly decent player. He's got continental reputation. Current ability 2-star. Potential ability 4-star. But, yeah, it was time for him to go. And then the deal that I wasn't too sure about was Steven Jap leaving us. So he has gone to AC Milan now. He's 25-year-old, full Scottish international. Obviously, that's why we brought him in. We spent £11.5 million on him. AC Milan come in with a £55 million offer. There was no add-ons in this, it was all up front. But Jap and Horribine in the midfield has been a real quality partnership for the last couple of seasons. Yes, we've had AIO and Lopez who can play in there as well. But yeah, Jap has been the main man with Horribine. So I've took a big risk mixing it up in the midfield. But I have brought in a player that in my opinion is much better than Jap. So to get an offer of £55 million from Milan was just massive and we had to take it. So coming in that midfield position, and he's Torben Kroman. Now he's a 23-year-old Danish international, 45 caps, plays in the centre of midfield, and I'm sure you'll agree looking at him at first glance, he's much better than Jap. Current ability 4.5 star, potential ability 4.5 star, so he's already playing at that level already. He's a world-class player, recommendation, and media description is an elite midfield, so we've brought in a world-class player, but we spent big money on that, £70 million up front with 10 million add-ons, making it £80 million. So yes, Torben Kroman joins us first. Incredible mentals, basically an incredible all-round player. We then brought in Ibrahimo Mendy on a free transfer, so 20-year-old goalkeeper, not going to start. He's gone out on loan at Sevilla. Current ability 2-star, potential ability 4.5 star. Decent player. We got him on a free transfer. Like I say, he's gone out on loan to Sevilla already. And then the last player in, we've brought in Juan Luis Pereira. Now, he joined us, and he's an absolute quality player. He's a world-class player again. And the lead centre-back, 4.5 star current ability, playing to his full potential. Really, really good player. Spanish 27-year-old, 82 caps for Spain. Can play as centre-back and can play as a right-back. You know, and a definite upgrade on Cesare we've just let go. But we have had to spend big money on this guy. £89 million from Liverpool. He had a couple of seasons in the Premier League, and Liverpool are no bad team, let's be honest, are they? So yes, that is it. That was the big money transfers this season. So when we look at the dynamics, nothing's really changed there. We've got players that want to leave. Hadidi, Ballistix and Hidalgo all wanting to leave. Top influencers wise, 2 players that are pausers, 20 players as supporters. Very happy with that. We've got some transfers waiting though. Hidalgo, you know, there's an offer in for him, 37.5 million, reject. That's not happening. Ramirez, £71 million from Real Madrid, reject. These are the kind of offers I'm getting, and this Hadidi one's a joke offer, 43 million and 52. Needs to be a £100 million offer. We've had some really silly offers for Signorelli as well. We had a £77 million offer from Wolves, and now they're in the middle of a takeover, so that's been rejected. But then a £31.5 million from Liverpool, absolutely not happening. Squad depth-wise then, obviously we are incredible. We've got Lopez, Kroman, Hayodeli and Horribine in the midfield. So much stronger there. And at the back, Hidalgo, Pereira, Taxanowski and Anavole in the centre of my defence. Absolutely incredible. Now, I didn't bring in another goalkeeper. I had an opportunity, but I'm going to go with Ortiz as the number 1 this season. Finally then, looking at the schedule, we start off with games against Dundee United and Hibs in the league. But then we've got Valencia in the Super Cup. So, you know, I'm going to take this one seriously this time, as when we took on Juve, a couple of seasons ago, I wasn't really that bothered about it. It was a bit of a Mickey Mouse Cup for me. But this time round, I think we've got the opportunity to have a clean sweep of winning the trophy of any competition that we enter. So we're going to go for it against Valencia. Now, Valencia, they have got Gustavo, a player that I have looked at season after season. Absolutely incredible. Spanish international, 24-year-old. We know about him. If you remember, like, you know, when we played against him before, Gustavo is immense. 26 goals last season in 36 games, but he's no Signorelli, and that's the main thing. So yes, what we're going to do then is we're going to come back for that game against Valencia in the Super Cup. So hopefully we've done enough to strengthen, and we start off the season with a bit of silverware. So that's where you're going to join me next then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, it's been emotional, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.